Right and left, the streets take you waterward. A hilarious, scholarly dive into the 10th sentence of Moby-Dick. Right and left, the streets take you waterward. Its extreme downtown is the Battery, where that noble mole is washed by waves and cooled by breezes, which a few hours previous were out of sight of land. In this 10th sentence of Moby-Dick, Herman Melville paints a vivid picture of Manhattan's geography as a city, perpetually nudging its inhabitants toward the water. The streets converge like tributaries flowing into the ocean, pulling New Yorkers, whether they're fishmongers, financiers, or harpooners, toward their liquid destiny. Melville tops this off with a romantic description of the Battery, where waves and breezes fresh from the open sea provide a very temporary reprieve from the city's chaos. But let's be honest. Melville's description of downtown Manhattan in this sentence is both hilariously idealized and delightfully oblivious. It's as if he's trying to convince readers that the Battery is a serene coastal paradise, rather than the noisy, pigeon-infested tourist trap we know it to be today. Let's unpack the humor, symbolism, and mild absurdity of this aquatic ode to Lower Manhattan. The streets, Manhattan's aquatic lure. Right and left, the streets take you waterward. This line is as poetic as it is hilariously pushy. Melville seems to suggest that the entire city is a kind of reverse salmon run, where urbanites are helplessly swept toward the waterfront. A metaphor for escapism, Ishmael's observation underscores his belief that the sea is a natural destination for humanity. But let's be real. How many New Yorkers in Melville's day actually ended up on whaling ships? More likely, they were just trying to make a living in the crowded, stinky streets, before accidentally wandering too far and tripping over the docks. The city as a water slide. The idea that Manhattan's streets naturally funnel people to the water is both romantic and a little ridiculous. It's like saying all roads in a theme park lead to the log flume. Technically true, but not necessarily intentional. The noble mole and the not-so-noble reality. Melville's description of the Battery as a noble mole washed by waves is hilariously overblown. For those unfamiliar, a mole is a pier or breakwater designed to protect a harbor. Calling it noble is akin to waxing poetic about a particularly sturdy parking lot. The Battery as paradise, Melville envisions the Battery as a windswept sanctuary, where city dwellers can commune with nature. But let's not forget that even in the 19th century, the Battery was hardly pristine. Between the industrial detritus and the occasional sea rat, it was more gritty than grand. Romanticizing infrastructure, describing the Battery's mole as noble, is like writing an ode to your local overpass. It's charming in its enthusiasm, but also faintly absurd. Waves and breezes, a temporary escape. Melville's depiction of waves and breezes at the Battery adds a touch of humor in its sheer optimism. These natural elements are presented as gifts from the ocean, freshly delivered from the open sea to soothe the souls of weary New Yorkers. The myth of fresh air, the idea that breezes blowing through Manhattan's downtown were out of sight of land a few hours ago, is a romantic fantasy. Those same breezes likely carried the pungent aroma of fish markets, sewage, and industrial smoke. Nature's drive-through, Melville frames the waves and breezes as if they're part of a cosmic delivery service, bringing refreshing tidbits of the ocean directly to the city. It's a beautiful thought, but anyone who's visited the Battery knows those breezes are just as likely to carry the shrill cries of gulls fighting over a half-eaten hot dog. Manhattan as a metaphor for life's pull toward chaos. In a broader sense, Melville's description of Manhattan's streets and the Battery serves as a metaphor for life's inevitable pull toward the unknown. The city's streets may take you waterward, but the ocean is no comforting embrace. It's a vast, indifferent expanse, much like the existential dread Ishmael is trying to escape. The pull of the sea, the streets funnel people toward the water, just as life itself nudges us toward the edges of our comfort zones. For Ishmael, this pull is both literal and symbolic, a reminder that the ocean offers freedom but also danger. Ahab's counterpoint, while Ishmael romanticizes the Battery, Ahab might see it as the starting point of his doomed quest for control over the universe. The waves and breezes that Ishmael finds soothing would be nothing more than mocking preludes to Ahab's battle with Moby-Dick. Melville's Manhattan, a comedy of contradictions. The humor in this sentence lies in Melville's ability to elevate the mundane into the sublime. He transforms a gridlocked industrial city into a dreamy seafaring utopia, complete with noble moles and poetic breezes. Having walked around modern Manhattan, I can't help but chuckle at his optimism. A 19th century tourism pitch. If Melville were alive today, he'd probably be working for Manhattan's tourism board, selling the Battery as a tranquil escape rather than a place to dodge selfie sticks and street performers. The eternal chaos of Manhattan, even in Melville's time, Manhattan was a bustling hub of activity. The idea that its streets gently lead people to a peaceful waterfront is laughable. More likely, they led to noise, smells, and someone trying to sell you oysters. Conclusion: a noble mole, a chaotic city. Melville's 10th sentence is a masterclass in romanticizing the unromantic. His description of Manhattan's streets, the Battery, and the waves that wash its shores reveals his ability to find poetry in infrastructure and humor in humanity's constant pull toward the ocean. For Ishmael, the streets of Manhattan are a gateway to the sea, a reminder that life always leads us toward the unknown. For the rest of us, they're a reminder that even the most chaotic places can inspire both laughter and awe. And if all else fails, at least we have the noble mole to hold the waves at bay.